शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। 68. आत्मा वा इदमित्यादौ परोक्षं ब्रह्मलक्षितम् अध्यारोपापवादाभ्याम् प्रज्ञानं ब्रह्मदर्शितम्। So based on Aitareya Taittiriya Upanishads, it was shown that first Paroksha Jnana is gained and thereafter Aparoksha Jnana. Aparoksha Jnana is gained through Mahavakya Vichara. Paroksha Jnana is gained by Aptavakya. Here it is Shruti Vakya. Now this principle that Aparoksha Jnana is gained by Mahavakya Vichara, Paroksha Jnana by Shruti statement itself. This is generalized and is applicable to all the Upanishads. This method is found, procedure is found everywhere. He generalizes now. Avantarena vakyena Paroksha brahmadhir bhavet sarvatraiva mahavakya vicharada parokshadhihi sarvatra eva avantarena vakyena Paroksha brahmadhihi mahavakya vicharad aparokshadhihi bhavet. Sarvatra eva, at all places means sarvasu shrutishu. In all the shrutis means Upanishad. In all the Upanishad, wherever the Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa is unfolded, in all the Shrutis, Sarvasu Shrutishu, Avantarena Vakyena, by Avantara Vakya. So this is a technical term, Mahavakya and Avantara Vakya. Avantara Vakya means the statements of the Shruti other than the Mahavakya. So, but they should be in the Upanishads only. Upanishad upalabdhena itaravakyena means we can say secondary statement, but actually they are not secondary statement. So, but they are not Mahavakyas. At the same time, they speak of Brahma. For example, Taittiriya Upanishad, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is the Avantara Vakya. What is Brahma? That is how Brahma is defined there. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma defines Brahma. How? What Lakshana? Swarupa. That is Swarupa Lakshana. Yato va imani bhutani jayanti, etc. is Tatastha Lakshana. This Swarupa. Brahma is always Satyam, Satya Swarupa, Jnana Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. But creation comes and goes. So that is one thing. That's why coming and that Tatastha Lakshana. Like a crow sitting on the house. Crow is not the part and parcel of the house. So that way. So Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. So this is what Swarupa Lakshana, but it is not a Mahavakya. It is Avantara Vakya. So the statements other than the Mahavakyas which speak of the Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa are called as Avantara Vakya. Literally, you can translate them as the secondary statements, but secondary statement in the sense which speak of Brahma Sarupa only. So, now, Sarvatra eva Avantara Vakyena, Avantarena Vakyena, by such Avantara Vakyas. But what type of Avantara Vakyas? Avicharita Avantarena Vakyena. If you inquire and analyze the Avantara Vakya, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, you have to land where? In your Swarupa, because it can be only Atma Swarupa, Jiva, Brahma, Ika, it has to point out. But Avantara Vakyas, but not inquired into. Avicharitena Avantarena Vakyena. So what happens? Parokshadhihi, Paroksha Brahmadhihi Bhavet. So, that is, Paroksha Jnana about Brahma takes place. Whereas, Mahavakya Vicharad Aparoksha Brahmadhihi Bhavet. If you take the inquiry of Mahavakya Vichara, what happens? Aparoksha Brahma Jnana takes place. That is a general rule. But through Avantara Vakyas, not inquired into, not ascertained, what you get is the Paroksha. There is something called Brahma, that is what the Paroksha Jnana existence is known. Because he has got Shraddha, Astikya Buddhi in the Shruti, Pramana Buddhi is there. Now, but when the Mahavakya are inquired into, my Swarupa itself is Brahma Swarupa, so that is what is discussed. Now, one may say, sir, how do you say that Mahavakya Vichara gives Aparoksha Jnana? Some may say, this is all Kapola Kalpita of Vidyaranya Muni or Bharati Tirtha. So Bharati Tirtha or Vidyaranya is the imagination. What is the guarantee or where is it said that by Mahavakya Vichara Aparoksha Jnana is gained? He gives Vriddha Sammati. Vriddha Sammati means earlier masters also have proved to this effect that Mahavakya Vichara gives the Aparoksha Jnana. Where? None other than Adi Shankaracharya has proved in a text called Vakya Vritti. Vakya Vritti, Brihad Vakya Vritti and Laghu Vakya Vritti. It is not much different. Brihad Vakya Vritti has got 42 or 44 stanzas. Same thing is condensed into 18 stanzas, Laghu Vakya Vritti. Generally called Laghu Vakya Vritti is not much in this means study, but Vakya Vritti is called, Brihad Vakya Vritti itself is called Vakya Vritti. Why I'm giving that name Brihad Vakya Vritti because generally it is known as Vakya Vritti only. In some places Brihad Vakya Vritti is there. So I was hunting for Brihad Vakya Vritti. All the time what was in front of me was what? Say Brihad Vakya, but I didn't know this itself is called as Brihad Vakya. I had come across 18 stanzas, Laghu Vakya Vritti, that it was clear. But here only, most of the books mention only Vakya Vritti, but itself is Brihad Vakya Vritti, because somewhere the reference was given of the stanza in some tika, I found that same thing, that this Vakya Vritti. I thought that suppose you come across somewhere, provided you study tikas. I think no chance, is it not? No chance about it. So in Sanskrit tikas, sometimes it comes. So just for clarification. So in Vakya Vrittis, Adi Shankaracharya has explained, that means proved that Mahavakya Vichara gives the Aparoksha Jnana. What is that Vakya Vritti? Mahavakya Vritti. What do you mean by Vritti? Exposition. Or a thing which is in the sutra form is elaborated, that is what is called as Vritti. Exposition wherein a thing which in the sutra form is being elaborated, that is called Vritti. Vakya, Mahavakyas are like the sutras. So what exactly they convey has to be analyzed. That is what Vritti, job of the Vritti, like Brahma Sutra Vrittis. So Brahma Sutra Bhasha, Sutra Bhasha is elaborate. On that further tikas etc. are there. But a person who doesn't have that much of time or the capacity to go through all these things, but would like to know what Brahma Sutras speak, there are different Brahma Sutra Vrittis. So what they do is, the crux of the Brahma Sutras in a simple form they give. So like Sadashiva Brahmendra. They've got a very good Brahma Vritti, this Brahma Sutra Vritti is said, means based on Bhashya only, but simplified form. without entering to Purva Pakshas, etc. So these are called the vrittis. So like that here. So that Vakya vritti speaks of this. This is what is proved there. So it is not something imagined by author Vidyaranya Muni. ब्रह्मापरोक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम महावाक्यमितीरितम वाक्यवृत्तावतो ब्रह्म अपरोक्षे विमतिर्नहि वाक्यवृत्तौ ब्रह्मापरोक्ष सिद्ध्यर्थम महावाक्यम इति ईरितम ऐड अस्ति इति ईरितम अस्ति। अतः ब्रह्मापरोक्षे विमतिः नहि ब्रह्मापरोक्षे विमतिः नहि वाक्यवृत्तौ in the Adi Shankaracharya's Vakyavritti, this is what is told, means proved. What is that? Brahmaparoksha siddhyartham. Siddhyartham, to accomplish aparoksha jnana of Brahma. Brahmanaha aparoksha siddhyartham means for true, that is this, to accomplish the aparoksha jnana of Brahma. What is the means? Mahavakyam iti iritam asti. It is told that the means is Mahavakya. You have to take to vichara of the Mahavakya. And who has told this? Bhashyakara Adi Shankaracharya himself has said, and therefore there should not be any difference of opinion to this effect. So therefore, ataha, therefore, Brahma parokshe vimatihi nahi. There should not be any vimati. Vimati means visamvada, disagreement, contradiction, or inconsistency. Inconsistency or confusion, disagreement or contradiction to the effect that Brahma parokshe vimati means through Mahavakya, the aparoksha jnana of Brahma is gained. To that effect, there should not be any room for doubt. Bhashyakara himself has proved. It is not that simply Bhashyakara has said, he has proved. The question comes, how has he proved that? So, now the author quotes 8 stanzas from Vakyavritti. 8 stanzas. Of course, the order is not the same, he just changes the order to prove that this way Bhashyakara has proved that Mahavakya Vichara leads to Aparoksha Jnana Brahma. What are the stanzas? One by one, that let us see how it has been ascertained there that Mahavakya Vichara gives the Aparoksha Jnana. Alambanataya bhati yosmat pratyaya shabdayoho antahkarana sambhinna bodha sattvam padabhidha yaha antahkarana sambhinna bodha yaha antahkarana sambhinna bodha अस्मत् प्रत्यय शब्दयोः आलम्बनतया अस्मत् प्रत्यय शब्दयोः आलम्बनतया भाति सः त्वं पदाभिधः Yaha, what is that? That is who is that jiva called by the word tvam? He explains. See, here Mahavakya discussed is tat tvam asi. Tvam, you, the Brahma, in reality is what? Tat, the sat, the Brahma. No, you, the jiva. Tvam, you, the jiva, in reality is tat. That's what is called in Chandogya Sat means Brahma. That is what the Mahavakya, which shows the identity The Ekarupatva of Jiva in reality with Brahma. That's what. Now, what is Mahavakya? Definition of Mahavakya? Mahavakya. Vakya, you know, sentence. Maha is what? Big Vakya. But Tattvamasi is not a big, only three words are there. What is the definition? Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakya. Akhandartha Bodhaka Vakya, the Vakya which reveals Akhanda Artha. Akhanda Artha means your Swarupa and Brahma Swarupa is one and the. Why it needs to be told? As it obtains, it is something which is next to impossible to believe. Brahma, we know from Upanishad, it was Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, free from samsara, nothing but Paramanda Swarupa. And you are told, you are Paramanda Swarupa, Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Swamiji, why do you tease us unnecessarily? How is it possible? So we know ourselves as what? Paramanda Swarupa or any other Swarupa. So Dukkha Swarupa, you know, every moment by moment you have to face problems and sorrows, and you are told that what? You are Paramanda Swarupa, Brahma Swarupa. Who has told this? Upanishad still. Either Upanishad must be wrong or not. We are wrong, some gadbad with us must be. There is some problem with us, because of it you are not able to discover the statement of the truth of the statement of the Upanishad. So we can't dismiss the Upanishad to be wrong because they are the pramana. And not only that, the truth contained therein is something which has been verified by the master from time immemorial. It is not a belief which has been directly verified. Again, which is given to reasoning. Based on the reasoning also it can be proved that it is so. From that standpoint, so there must be some wrong notion in us about ourselves. What we have taken as I is something wrong. That is what is pointed out by the Shruti. And our Swarupa is nothing but Satyam Jnanam Anantam Paramanda Swarupa. That has to be discovered, for which inquiry into the Mahavakya, the right disposition has to be taken to. So that is why I say. So now let us see now. The Tattvamasi Mahavakya, in that, what is that Tvam? Yaha, whatever that is. Antakarana Sambhinna Bodha. Whatever knowledge, Bodha, actually Bodha here is Chaitanya Rupa, Chid Rupa, the pure consciousness principle. That Bodha. But what type of Chid Bodha it is? Bodha it is Antakarana Sambhinna, which is conditioned by Antakarana. So, Antakarana Sambhinna Bodha means Antakarana Upadhikaha Chidatma. Bodha refers to Chidatma. What type of Chidatma it is? Not simply Chidatma. Antakarana Upadhikaha. One who is conditioned by Antakarana Upadhi. Or it has to be taken this way. Antakarana Sambhinna Bodha means Antakaranena Sambhinnaha. Sambhinnaha means Sankirnaha. Sankirnaha means conditioned, mixed as it were. That is what is called as Tadupadhikaha. What is it? Yaha Bodha. Bodha Chidrupa. In short, the Chaitanya, the pure awareness principle, conditioned by Antakarana. What do you mean by conditioned by Antakarana? Features of Antakarana appear as though the features of, and then what happens? Features of Antakarana means what? All samsara is there in the Antakarana. It gets attributed to Chaitanya. We take, I am samsari, I am a miserable creature. So that is how Antakarana Sambhinna Bodha. Further, where is it available? How is it cognized? Asmat pratyaya shabdayoho alambanataya. Alambanataya means Vishayataya or Vishayatvena. as the object of what? Asmat pratyaya and asmat shabda. See, asmat pratyaya shabda yoho is there. That is object of asmat pratyaya. You know what is asmat? I agree. Aham, substantive is asmat. Nominative first is, for the singular becomes what? Aham, aham, avamayam. Yushmat, you know what is yushmat? Tvam, you. All problem is between asmat and yushmat. Asmat is referred, that means attributed to yushmat, yushmat to asmat. You say yushmat means we say simply you. It is not simply you. Everything other than me is yushmat. Brahma Sutra Bhasha starts Yushmad Asmat Pratyayoho, etc. So anything other than I Atma is Yushmat, means Anatma. So the problem is between, that is mutual superimposition between Atma and Anatma. Anyway, that's what it is. So Asmat Pratyaya, whatever that I is there, that is Asmat here I. So that Pratyaya means no, I notion or I experience or I cognition. When you say me, what is that? Is there some experience or not? Don't you have an image of yourself? Image means I am so and so, the one who has experience like this, etc. One who has got all the hopes, etc. like this. What? Or you have got biodata, not other biodata, that different thing. So you have got a history. So as an individual, you have got individuality. All that is what experience in terms of memory or presently experienced or hopes, etc. are there. That I, that is I notion, I experience or I cognition. Means ahamiti akarakam jnanam. Whatever cognition that you get by the aham I, what you come to know in terms of experience as I, that is what is called as what? Aham pratyaya, asmat pratyaya or aham pratyaya. At the same time, there is a word shabda called aham I. Pratyaya means here, that is shabda, shabda. Shabda means, so that ahamiti shabda, asmat, that's why it should speak like this. Asmat pratyaya, asmat shabda, tayoho, of those two. That word I, and here experience or notion or cognition that I, of both these, alambanataya, as an object, vishayatvena, vishayataya, means whatever you objectify by the I experience, I cognition, whatever you objectify by the word I, that is what is called as asmat pratyaya shabdayoho alambanataya bhati. Bhati, shines means is known, cognized. Bhati saha tvam padabhidha. That one is called as who? Tvam padabhidha, has got the name Tvam pada means jiva. That's what Tvam stands for who? Jiva. And with that jiva, Sidrupaha, conditioned by Antakarana Upadhi, and the one who is the object of I cognition and I word. This is what Tvam pada, that is what Vachya of Tvam pada. Tat pada is Tat Tvam. See, what is that Tat in that Mahavakya? That means what? You can see. After all, Tat is a pronoun. That every pronoun has got a noun. What is the noun indicated by Tat? Tat can be anything otherwise. This is what is Tat. Mayopadhir jagat yonihi sarvajñatvadi lakshanaha paroksha shabala satyadya paroksha sabala satyadi atmakastat padabhidha. Earlier stanza 71, it corresponds to stanza 44 from Vakya Vritti. stanza 44 from Vakya. And this present stanza 72 is 45. Take Anvaya, add Yaha. Yaha Mayopadhihi. Then further add Ataha Jagadyonihi. Jagadyonihi Sarvajnatvadi Lakshanaha. Sarvajnatvadi Lakshana. Then you can add if you want Vigadhyara Ataha eva nimitta karanam. Sarvajnatvadi Lakshanaha, add there Ataha eva nimitta karanam Paroksha Shabalaha. Put a comma there, we'll see after, why it is afterwards, we'll see. Satyadhyatmakaha, add Saha Tatpadavidha, add Asti. So, Satyadhyatmakaha, add Saha Tatpadavidha, add Asti. The one who is like this. See, up to Paroksha Shabalaha, so the Tatastha Lakshana of Brahma is given. Actually, Tat stands for Brahma. Sat. Chandogya in the beginning, Sadeva Somedamagra Asit Ekameva Dvitiyam. So Shvetaketu, dear Shvetaketu, before the creation, Sat only was there. That Sat is referred afterward by as Tat, the pronoun there. So what is that Sat? Like this. So in terms of the Tatastha Lakshana, so it is described like this. Yaha, the one who is Mayopadhihi, has the Upadhi of Maya, the creative power. So that one with Mayopadhi. And because it is conditioned by Mayopadhi, creative power, therefore Ataha Jagadyonihi, the cause of the Jagat. Sat Chaitanya Rupa, Brahma on its own account cannot create the Jagat. Maya on its own also cannot create the Jagat, because Maya is inert, creative power, any power by itself is inert in nature. Chaitanya, that is Brahma, Sat is pure Chaitanya, pure awareness principle, it also can't create. But in the presence of Chaitanya Rupa, Brahma, Maya is able to create the Jagat. Mere electricity cannot produce all the manifestations in terms of electrical gadgets. Mere electrical gadgets without electricity also cannot produce the effect. In the presence of electricity, all gadgets, what they got, they manifest in terms of their, that means function. So like that. Mere pure awareness principle, Chaitanya cannot create, nor mere creative power being inert cannot create, but the Maya, the creative power is able to create the Jagat in presence of this. So therefore it says, so Mayopadhi, Yaha, the one who is conditioned by Upadhi of Maya, and therefore is Jagadyonihi, and further, one who is characterized like this. Sarvajnatvadi Lakshanaha, characterized by Sarvajnatva, omniscient, Adi for Sarvashaktimatva, omnipotent. So, Lakshanaha, and therefore becomes Ataha eva nimitta karanam. And the one who is Paroksha Shabalaha. Paroksha Shabalaha. This word Shabalaha you should know. Elsewhere the word comes Maya Shabalaha. Ishvara is called Maya Shabalaha. What is Shabala? Shabala means characterized by, mixed with, or afflicted by. In general word it is. So Shabalaha, that is characterized by, mixed with, or afflicted by. So, Maya Shabalaha Ishvaraha. Ishvara is one who is characterized by Maya Shakti. Without Maya Shakti, Ishvara is who? Without Maya Shakti, who is Ishvara? Only Brahma Tattva. Only Brahma Tattva. But Brahma gets the status of Ishvara because of Maya Shakti. Of course, that Maya Shakti depends on whom? Brahma. It has no existence apart from Brahma. But left to itself, Brahma is only Chaitanya Tattva, not the status of Ishvara. But from the standpoint of Jagat, because of wielding Maya Shakti, get the status of Ishvara. So here, Paroksha Shabalaha. One who is characterized by Paroksha means something remote. Something remote means something different from me, distinct from me. The moment you say, Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam, what is your concern? There is something called Brahma. And it is how? Satyam Jnanam Anantam. When you say there is something called Brahma, how do you relate yourself to that Brahma? I am me. Shastra says there is something called Brahma, means that Brahma as different from me. Actually, Brahma should be what? That true I, Chaitanya, which is Aparoksha itself is Brahma. It is not remote. Are you away from yourself? No. But that itself is presented something different from me called Brahma is there. It becomes Paroksha due to ignorance. This was discussed earlier. So, therefore, says, Paroksha Shabalaha, characterized by remoteness as something distant from me, up to here is Tatastha Lakshana. Now, same thing from the standpoint of Swarupa Lakshana, Satyadhyatmakaha. Satyadhyatmaka means, so, whose Atmaka Swarupa is Satyadi. The Adi from Satya. What is Satyadi? Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So, Adi is beginning. Beginning from Satyam is Jnanam Anantam to from Taittiriya has to be brought. So, Satyadhyatmaka of such nature, Saha Tatpadabhidaha. Tatpadabhidaha means Tatpada Vachyaha Ishvaraha. In short, Tvam stands for you, the Jiva Samsari. Tat stands for Ishvara Tattva. And who is that Ishvara Tattva? In reality, Swarupatahu Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. But because of wielding the Maya Shakti, get the status of Ishvara. And appears as what? I am different, Ishvara is different. Paroksha Shabalaha, someone different from me. And one who has got Sarvajnatva, Sarvashaktivatva, also Sarva Astitva, omnipresence. As far as I am concerned, Alpadnyaha, Alpashaktiman. So like this, that is how it is. So that is Tat. Now, Tattvam, this is 45th stanza of Vakya Vritti. Both these are in reality one and the same. The equation. Tat is equal to Tvam. Now, we have known what is Tvam and what is Tat. So what is Tvam and what is Tat now? So that is Jiva is same as Ishvara. This is the equation we get. What happens? Ready? Ready to accept? Jiva is like this. It's like just like say Mr. A is a multi-billionaire. Mr. B is a pauper beggar who is not able to get food for 1 week. Mr. A is the same as Mr. B. Be careful before making such statements. Why? How is it possible? Ishvara is who now? Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, Sarva Astitva, one who has God. And Jiva is who? And Asamsari, free from samsara. Jiva is who? Alpadnyaha, Alpashaktiman, Samsari. Do you need any other thing to say that this is a wrong statement? How is it possible? See, look, a person who has done postdoctoral research and the fellow who has not crossed KG in terms of Sarvajnatva and Alpadnyatva, in terms of knowledge, can the both be one and the same? One is omnipotent, one who can wield all power, other fellow bullied by everyone. Can you say both are one and the same? One who has no samsara at all, Paramanda Sarupa, Other one nothing but samsari, always shedding the tears. Can you say both are one and the same? How can this equation hold good? But so vachyarthata, this equation doesn't hold good. But who has made this equation? Shruti, Chandogya Shruti. It can't go wrong. So therefore, when the meaning of a Vakya statement, the direct meaning of a Vakya is something incongruous, contradicted by other pramana, there is a method that you have to go in for implied meaning or indicated meaning. So, literally, this statement can't hold good. Samsari jiva cannot be a samsari. Yet Shruti has made it, that means the straight vak, that means vachyartha, literal meaning of the Mahavakya doesn't hold good. In such cases, you have to go in for implied meaning. If Lord Krishna makes a statement and at the face value it appears to be contradictory and wrong, then what you have to do? We know for certain Krishna can't be wrong, he must have implied something. Suppose an ordinary person says something, we can straight away brush it as a foolish fellow. But we can't brush aside who? Krishna. Because Krishna has no business to talk anything actually. Why should he talk? If at all he talks, he will talk something which is good for the humanity. If Lord Rama says something, he will speak something which is good for the humanity. Otherwise he has no business to talk because their very embodiment is forward. Lord Rama, Krishna are not born of karma phalas like us. They are wielding the particular avatar embodiment for the welfare of the humanity, for the good of the humanity. Such people will not talk something incongruous. They will not talk something futile. They will not talk something which is wrong. So that being the case, you have to go in for what is the implied meaning. So therefore you say, so here there is a contradiction. And again, Tvam is directly available for remote from you. Tvam means you. You is, that is what? Aparoksha, pratyaksha or paroksha. Aparoksha. That aparoksha itself is called as pratyaksha here. It is directly available. Ishvara, we don't know. Such a Ishvara is there, different from us. Paroksha. Contradiction. Therefore it says, let us say now. So, because that in Vachyartha, the sentence cannot hold good. There is a contradiction. In such cases, one has, at the same time, the source of the statement cannot be questioned. Why? From where it is? From Upanishad. You have to go in for Lakshana Vritti. Pratyak parokshataikasya sadvitiyatva purnata viruddhe te yatastasmat lakshana sampravartate yataha. This is the 46th stanza of Vakya Vritti. यतः एकस्य प्रत्यक् परोक्षता प्रत्यक् परोक्षता सद्वितीयत्व पूर्णता विरुद्धेते तस्मात् लक्षणा संप्रवर्तते लक्षणा संप्रवर्तते. So because of this, we have to resort to Lakshana Vritti, implied meaning, indicated meaning. Why? Yataha, yasmat, because of this reason, ekasya eva, of one and the same thing. What is one and the same thing? When Tattvam is told, Jiva in reality is what? Ishvara, means both must be one and the same thing. Chaitanya Rupa, Atma, Brahma, they should be. And yet what happens? What we find in our cognition, total contradiction between these two. Ekasya eva pratyak parokshata. So, pratyaktvam and parokshatvam. Pratyaktam. Tvam, you, when you say you, how do you take it? As I. I is something the most interior one, pratyak, in contrast to parak, external one. Pratyaktam. Parokshata, Ishvara, what happens? Someone different from me. So therefore, that is being myself and something different from me. So there is a contradiction. Again, Sadvitiyatva Purnata. Ishvara is something Purna, whereas me is Purna or Apurna. Purna means free from limitations, not lacking nothing. The Ananda Sarupa, no destruction. As far as me is concerned, Apurna, nothing but limitations as such. Now, Sadvitiyatva Purnata means Sadvitiyatvena Sahita Purnata. The fullness, completeness, along with what? Incompleteness. Will it hold good? A thing that is full and complete, which lacks nothing, so should never be incomplete. But here what happens? If me and Ishvara are one and the same, Ishvara is Purnaha, I am Apurnaha, what will happen? Contradiction again. So Sadvitiyatva Purnata. These things, what will happen? Viruddhete. They will what? They contradict each other. So that is Mayopadhikaha Ishvaraha, and who? Jiva is who? Avidya Upadhika, or conditioned by the product of Maya. Kinchidnyaha Alpadnyaha Jivaha Sarvadnyaha Ishvaraha. Again, Alpashaktiman Jivaha Sarvashaktiman Ishvaraha. So, Sarvastitvaman Ishvaraha, Alpastitvaman Jivaha. How these two can hold good one and the same? They are contradictory to each other. So, Viruddhete Tasma. Therefore, what is to be done? Vachyartha doesn't hold good. So, what is taken as Jiva as it is? What is Ishvara as it is? Both these can't be one and the same. In such case, one has to go for what is called as Lakshana Vritti. This is what grammar says. According to grammar, so when a direct meaning of a sentence is something which is wrong, at the same time the sentence is authentic, you have to go in for indirect meaning. So therefore what? Lakshana Vritti is that mode of giving the meaning, which is called as Lakshana Vritti, giving the meaning by words or Vakya, that is to be Sampravartate means Parigrihyate, should be resorted to, should be taken to. Parigrihyate, resorted to. Now, next stanza is actually 74th stanza is 48. See, 44, 45, 46. So author jumped to 48. Actually, in the 47th stanza, which is not given here, in the Vakya Vritti, he has given what is Lakshana Vritti. Here author has taken for granted that you know Lakshana Vritti. How he can do that? Is it not? Why he has taken for granted that you know Lakshana Vritti? Because he knows you are in the 7th grade now. 7th grade of what? Panchadashi. Why? You have to go up to how much? 15th grade. Pray, okay? It's a very, these stanzas are more than even, they double than Bhagavad Gita. 1500 of stanzas are there. You know, with sixth chapter, how much you have completed? With 6th chapter, 1571. One third we have done. One third we have done. Two third we have done. When did we start? I don't remember. 1.5 years or 2 years? 2 years. Somebody has got habit of putting the dates. Huh? Huh? 97. 24th August 97. 2 years are gone. 2 and quarter. So that means we have to be ready now for another 2 and quarter years. Pray. Everything is all vignas will. You should have commitment. You should have first will. If you yourself are pajama, then what will happen? Bhagwan also will not bother much about it. If you are serious, then what? Bhagwan will see that all your vignas are brushed aside. Look, Anugraha of Ishvara doesn't come without Purushartha. Otherwise, Ishvara will get the defect. Vaishamya naigrinne syatam. Brahma Sutra is there. Don't think Ishvara favors some fellows and punishes some fellows, deprives others, etc. Nothing. So we should deserve in terms of our effort. And suppose if it appears as though, see, that fellow without any effort what ऐसा ही मिल गया, ऐसा ही मिलने का कुछ है नहीं है. That poor fellow has struggled back in past life or in this life itself which you don't know. And past life need not be past only. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Look here. Even to have that desire to gain the knowledge is the cumulative result of the efforts of many past lives. That's why the nitya karmanushthan, etc., all that way, what is told in the Shastra has to be taken. In Bhagavad Gita there is one word. At the conclusion, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna, look, this knowledge don't impart to such people. Idam te na tapaskaya. So one of this, na tapaskaya. That means, na cha cha shushushave. Again, one who has no shraddha, etc. That na tapaskaya, the one who has not taken to tapas. That tapas is not that you sit, you stand on the head or that immerse yourself under the water or stand on one leg and not that. You know what is that tapas there? Nitya karmas. Nitya karmas, for that also tapas word is used in the Shastra. One who has not performed the nitya karmas with the Ishvara arpana buddhi, etc. For such person, please don't teach this. Do you know why? That person will not have the disposition required to gain the knowledge. Now, if there is a person who is able to get, means what does it mean? The person has taken to all these in the past life. Even the desire to gain the knowledge is because of this sukrita of past life. But one should not get content. I have got desire to gain Atma Jnana. I am a Jidnyasu. But that you should not, whole lifelong you should not be Jidnyasu. You should be who? Mukta, Jivan Mukta. I told you once. There was one brahmachari whose name was Jidnyasu Chaitanya. And he was very proud of what? My name is Jidnyasa. Jnatum ichha Jidnyasa. But he was not even so in the studies. So we used to tell him, look, their nice name, Jidnyasu Chaitanya, but whole lifelong don't remain Jidnyasu Chaitanya. So, gain the Atma Jnana, Brahma Jnana and say what? Say goodbye. Otherwise, whole lifelong Jidnyasu Chaitanya. I am the one who is sitting in the KG class for last 25 years. Is it a matter to be what? Proud of yourself? So like that, so not that way. So one has to proceed. So therefore, that desire to gain the knowledge is that certainly it is result of past sukrita. Even a passingly listening something of Vedanta is also what? Not everything. Because it gives what of punya. Even though nothing is understood, it gives the punya. Even to have that much of desire is also something great. But like the spark, it has to be fanned into fire. So it has to expand into fire as such. So that is necessary. Fine. So that is how. So that is. So that is now that we have to go in for Lakshana Vritti. So now in the stanza 47, which is not given here, let us take. Now I think why he has not given Lakshana Vritti? Author, because author remembers that it was dealt with in detail in the first chapter. You have forgotten, you can make a note. First chapter 43 to 47. Stanzas 43 to 47. He has discussed about these vrittis, Lakshana Vritti, Jahal Lakshana Vritti, Ajal Lakshana Vritti in that context as seen. And still you have forgotten, refer to my commentary on first chapter of Panchadashi. I have taken in detail there, very, very detailed I have taken, and the content therein you will not get anywhere. So I have pulled it from many places. At one place you will get readily. So stanza 43 to 47, you can refer to the commentary of first chapter of Panchadashi in English. So now, there, just for passing, we will see what he says there in the 47th stanza about this Lakshana Vritti is like this. Manantara virodhe tu mukhyarthasya parigrahe. Mukhyarthasya parigrahe manantara virodhe. If you take the mukhyartha, direct meaning, what otherwise called as a mukhyartha or vachyartha, or also called as shaktyartha. To be aware of such words. So direct meaning is called mukhyartha or vachyartha, or at places you get the word shaktyartha. That is what a direct meaning. When the direct meaning of a word or a sentence, so what is it? Manantara virodhe. It is contradicted by another pramana, another means of knowledge. If a statement you get, fire is cold, is it contradicted by direct perception or not? It is what something so contradicted. It is manantara virodha. Suppose that is a statement in the Shruti. Then you have to go in for something else. It's so arthavada. It is not a direct, literally you can't take to. It is in terms of some praise or criticism or something like that you have to find out. So that's it. See? That's it. Stones are floating. Lavaha. Stones are floating. A statement is there in the Vedas. It is not Ramayana. Setu construction was not going on there. So stones cannot float. You have to go in that context. You have to see what it means, etc. So direct Shaktyartha, Vachyartha, Mukhyartha doesn't hold good. Why? Because for Pratyaksha Pramana, direct perception contradicts the statement. So like that. When you take the direct meaning of a word or a sentence, if there is Manantara Virodha, some contradiction with that is which is perceived, or that means, or which is experienced or cognized by different pramana. In that case, what you have to do? You have to go in for a meaning which is not divorced from the direct meaning, but something connected to that. That is what it says. Mukhyarthe na vina bhute pratiti lakshana uchyate. So, Mukhyarthena avina bhute. A meaning which is Mukhyarthena avina bhute means which is not separate from Mukhyartha, or which is inseparable from Mukhyartha, or which is connected to Mukhyartha, direct meaning. So that pratiti there is Shabda pravritti, capacity of the word to give you the vritti, meaning, otherwise called as vritti. That is Lakshana Uchyate. That is what is called Lakshana Vritti. That is simply this much. Whenever there is a word or a sentence whose direct meaning is contradicted by other pramanas, at the same time the sentence is authentic, not some mad person saying etc. Authentic. Then you have to go in for a meaning which is connected to the direct meaning, or which is not separate from direct meaning, but not the direct meaning. What we call as implied meaning or indicated meaning we have to put. Now here, what type of implied meaning we have to put? Because there are three types of implied meanings. Jahal Lakshana Vritti, Ajahal Lakshana Vritti, Jahad Ajahal Lakshana Vritti. I am not taking now. We already dwelt in detail in the first chapter. You can refer to those stanzas. So now here, the third variety, what is called as Jahad Ajahal Lakshana Vritti, or also called as Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana Vritti. That is what holds good here. Because here, Jahal Lakshana Vritti can't hold good, Ajahal Lakshana Vritti can't hold good, only the third variety can hold good. Tattvamasya Vakyeshu Lakshana Bhaga Lakshana Soyamityadi Vakyastha Padayoriva Napara Soyam ityadi vakyastha padayoho iva Tattvamasyadi vakyeshu Bhaga Lakshana Lakshana add bhavati Bhaga Lakshana Lakshana bhavati. Aparana Napara is Aparana. This is 48th stanza of Vakya Vritti. Soyamityadi Vakyastha Padayoho was taken already for granted. Illustration of Lakshana Vritti. What is that? Soyam Devadattaha. Seen in detail earlier. That means this is that Devadatta. Soyam ityadi vakyastha padayoho, like the words in the, that is, this is that Mr. Devadatta, in this, like this, Tattvamasyadi vakyeshu, in Tattvamasi, etc., the Mahavakya. So what is Bhaga Lakshana? Bhaga Lakshana means Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana. It is Bhaga Tyaga. If you want, you can make a note of that. Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana. Actually, there is no Bhaga Lakshana, is not there. Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana. Or otherwise called as Jahada Jahal Lakshana. So, Lakshana Bhavati. That is what implies. Aparana. Other two not. What are other two? Neither Jahal Lakshana nor Ajahal Lakshana. So in Jahal Lakshana, you give up something and take something related to it. Manchaha Kroshan. That is, crots are crying or cradles are crying. Cradles are crying or cots are crying. Can a cot or a cradle cry? So what do? So you had visited a maternity ward and there were so many children in the cradle. One fellow started crying. All battalion started crying. So when we cradle cannot cry, the children in the cradles are crying. So you leave the cot and take something which is connected to the cradle. Manchaha kroshanti. Cots are crying. You visited Tata Memorial Research Center. So many cancer patients were there. They were suffering. They were crying. You what you do? You give up the cot. Patients are crying. So that we accept. So, Jahal Lakshana. Ajahal Lakshana. You are not giving up something, but you are adding something. I have seen this. Guns march. Red runs. Chono dhavati. Guns march. Guns can't march. What does it mean? Soldiers carrying the guns are marching. Means guns you are retaining, you are adding the Shonaha Dhavati. Red runs. Red can't run. But if I tell you the context, Sunday afternoon at Mahalakshmi, red runs. Race course, red horse is running. So red color you are retaining, you are adding the, this is Ajahal Lakshana. Either a part is retained and something added, or something given up and the related thing is taken. This was Jahal Lakshana. These two can't hold good here. Both can't hold good. Why? Because equation will not hold good. Therefore, what is to be done? Bhaga Tyaga Lakshana, opposite features are given out and common denominator is retained. Soyam, that this Devadatta whom you saw 25 years back at Varanasi, a poor pan bidi shopkeeper, is this Devadatta who is a builder, multi-billionaire now in boot and suit. That Varanasi is different from this Bombay. That pan bidi shopwala poor fellow is different from the builder who is a multi-billionaire. That ill-clad fellow is different from that he is suited person here. When you say both are one and the same means what you do? You give up that time and this time is different. That time, that place and that occupation, this time, this place and this occupation, you give up one individual Mr. Devadatta that you take. So opposite features are given, the common entity is considered. Likewise, from Tvam Jiva Samsari, from you, the Tat, the Ishvara, opposite features of Samsaritva, Alpadnyatva, Alpashaktimatva, and Asamsaritva, that is Sarvadnyatva, Sarvashaktimatva are given. One common denominator, what is that? Chaitanya. The pure awareness principle, that is one and the same. That is why you have to go in for Bhagatyaga Lakshana. That way, so this Lakshana Vritti has to be taken. He is not elaborating here. Of course, what he is doing is actually he is quoting from Vakya Vritti. Now the next one is, of course, he has changed the order in the for these quotations from the Vakya Vritti. Next one, 75th is 38th stanza from Vakya Vritti. A doubt is raised there. Sir, why should you go in for Vakya Vritti? Not Vakya Vritti, Lakshana Vritti. Why should you go in for that? We have got other methods also. What are those? What is called as Samsarga Vakya or Vishishta Vakya. For example, let us say, Gam Anaya. Gopala, Gam Anaya. Oh Gopal, please bring the cow. Somebody is telling a Gopal, please bring the cow. What is there now? Gopal is supposed to bring whom? The cow. Gopal is different. One who is supposed to bring the cow is different. Cow is different. And action of bringing is something else. Is it not? Means a sentence wherein different words are interrelated, interconnected with a syntactical relation. Syntax. Syntax is the relation between the different words in the sentence. So, with a syntactical relation, so what is that? Different words in a sentence are related. Why not that way? Samsarga Vakya, Tattvamasi may be a Samsarga Vakya, you need not go in for Lakshana Vritti, that is one down. Other one is, it can be a Vishishta Vakya, wherein Visheshana Vishesha Sambandha is there. That Samsarga Vakya is meaning of Vakya is gained by relation between the words contained in the sentence. Here Vishishta Vakya, the meaning of Vakya is by qualification. Qualification in terms of that is Visheshana and Vishesha. For example, Neelam Mahat Sugandhi Utpalam. Utpalam is lotus. What type of lotus? Neelam, blue. Again, Mahat, big one, not a small one. Sugandhi, fragrant one. Blue, big, fragrant lotus. Does it convey meaning or not? The lotus is blue in color, big in size, fragrant in name. Now here, so blue, big, fragrant are adjectives. Utpalam, lotus is what? Substantive. Vishesha and Vishesha. This is what is called Vishishtava. When such things are there, so why not apply Samsarga Vakya principle or Vishishta Vakya principle to Tattvamasi Mahavakya and get the meaning? Sir, we can't do that. You know why? In Samsarga Vakya, that means the things given by, meant by different words are different from one another. It may be not two only, it can be many. So they are different from one another. In Vishishta Vakya also, features etc. are there, different things are involved. We are talking of Atma Brahma, which is Akhanda Eka Rasa. Dvitiyatva is not there. Something, second thing is not there. Samsarga Vakya cannot apply. Vishishta Vakya cannot apply. So therefore it says, Samsargo va Vishishto va Vakyartho natra sammataha Akhandaika rasatvena Vakyartho vidusham mataha. Atra संसर्गः वा विशिष्टः वा वाक्यार्थः न सम्मतः add there किंतु अखंडैकरसत्वेन वाक्यार्थः विदुषां मतः अखंडैकरसत्वे वाक्यार्थः विदुषां Atra, here means Mahavakya, Asmin Mahavakya. In this Mahavakya, Tattvamasi, wherein we are told Lakshanavritti has to be resorted to here. Samsargaha, so wherein the Samsarga Vakya, different Karakas are operative. Karakas are what? Prathama Vibhakti, Dvitiya Vibhakti, Tritiya Vibhakti, Chaturthi Vibhakti, Panchami Vibhakti. Then Shashti Vibhakti doesn't come under Karaka. Saptami Vibhakti have to do. So, except the genitive sixth case, others are Karakas. So that means where they indicate something about this, about the verb. Whereas Shashti Vibhakti is not connected to the verb, it is connected to whom? The subject, Karta. So therefore it doesn't come under the Karakas. So that is the case. So where different karakas means agents of is karaka. Karane wala, agent of action. One who is involved in the action, related to action, related to the verb kriya. That's why Shashti. Rama's brother Lakshmana killed Indrajit. What is the verb there? Killed. Ramasya Dhata. Anywhere connected to the killed? No. But he is what? Lakshmana. Lakshmana killed Indrajit. So therefore, Ramasya Shashti Vibhakti doesn't come under the Karakas. It is not related to the Kriyapada verb. It is not related. Samsarga Vishishtaha, where that is meaning with in terms of qualified sense, qualification. So in terms of adjective, Vakyarthaha Atra Mahavake Na Sammataha is not accepted. Why? Whether it is Samsarga or Vishishta, what is involved is duality. Different things are involved. In Jiva and Ishvara, there is only one thing. What is that? What is that? Chaitanya. Then what is that? Alpadnyatva, etc. They have to be given up. That is not accounted there. They have to be given up. That's why Bhagatyaga Lakshana Vritti. So therefore, what is accepted here? Na sammataha means na ishtaha, na angikritaha, not accepted. Kintu whereas akhandaika rasattvena, so as akhandaika rasa, a vastu, a thing that is akhanda ekarasa means which has no sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata bheda. Where sajatiya, vijatiya, swagata bheda are there, then samsarga vakya, vishishta vakya hold good. I hope you know now. That is sajatiya bheda, vijatiya bheda, swagata bheda. We have seen many times. Okay. So there the samsarga vakya or vishishta vakya hold good. In Brahma, Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa, what Vedas are there? Nothing. Advaya Sarupa. So therefore, Akhandaika Rasatvena. Here what is implied or told by this Mahavakya is only one thing, which is Akhanda Eka Rasam. That's what? Aham Brahmasmi, Brahma Aham Asmi. Aham Brahmasmi, Brahma Eva Aham Asmi. So that is Tattvamasi, Tattvameva, Tvameva Tat. In Durga Saptashati, etc. are there. So you are that and that is you. Like that. That is how it is. So that being the case, that is Akhandaika Rasa means no distinction whatsoever, no difference whatsoever. So therefore, Akhandaika Rasatvena, the one and the same non-dual Vastu, the thing Atma, Paramatma, the Chaitanya Tattva, Chit Swarupa only, free from all upadi. That Vakyarthaha Vidusham Mataha. It is acceptable to Vidwan means knowledgeable people who have verified the truth of such statement. What is that Akhandaika Rasatva? That is explained here. So this is now 76 stanza, is 39 from Vakya Vritti. Pratyak bodhoya abhati sodvayananda lakshanaha advayananda rupascha pratyak bodhaika lakshanaha yaha pratyak bodhaha आभाति सह अद्वयानंद लक्षणः अद्वयानंद लक्षणः अगेन ऐड यह अद्वयानंद रूपश्च ऐड सह प्रत्यक बोधैक लक्षणः सह प्रत्यक बोधैक लक्षण यह प्रत्यक बोध आभाति वन हु इज प्रत्यक बोध मीन्स द वन हु इज लक्ष्य ऑफ त्वम पद मीन्स यू मी when you say you, what does it mean to you? I, which is what the most pratyak, that is me as such, or earlier seen Antakarnavachinna bodha. The Chidrupa conditioned by Antakarna means the Jiva. So, with say me, I is not paroksha, it is pratyak. So me as that abhati means that which is available as the very sakshi of buddhi, etc. Abhati means spurati, swayam prakashate, how a sakshi of buddhi adi, one which makes you know all that takes place in your mind, intellect, that chaitanya sakshi, pratyak, that itself is what? Saha advayananda lakshanaha. Same thing is what? Advayananda Sarupa Brahma. It is what indicated by Advaya Sarupa. Means me is not different from Brahma. Brahma is not different from me. Both are one and the same. There is no question of one thing being different from other. Other way now, ulta now. Yaha Advayananda Rupaha. Whatever Brahma which is Advayananda Sarupa, that itself Saha is what? Pratyak bodhaika lakshana. That itself is Pratyak bodha sarupa. I means me is that Brahma is me. All that is there only one, that is what? Chaitanya sarupa. You call as Atma or Brahma, one and the same. All other upadhis are what? Upadhis of Jiva, you, upadhis of Ishvara, that both are. So now that Bhaga, Tyaga. Common denominator, Chaitanya is taken. 25 watt bulb, 1000 watt bulb are both one and the same. Lamp, 25 bulb you can't say. 25 watt lamp and 1000 watt lamp are one and the same. What you have to do? 25 watt filament you give up, lit bulb. 1000 watt filament you give up, electricity you, both are one and the same. So therefore, Upadhi of Jiva throne, Upadhi of Ishvara throne. What remains is Chaitanya, both are one and the same. That is what Tattvam. That is how you have to take to Akhandaika Rasa. Okay. If this Akhandartha Bodha Akhandaika Rasa meaning is given by Lakshana Vritti, and that is Bhagadag Lakshana Vritti, Samsarga Vakya doesn't apply, Vishishta Vakya doesn't apply. So what? What are you going to get? This is the result. Itthamanyonyatādatmya Pratipattiryada bhavet Abrahmatvam tvamarthasya Vyavarteta tadaivahi. First line as it is. Second line, tada eva hi tvamarthasya abrahmatvam vyavarteta. Tada eva hi tvamarthasya abrahmatvam vyavarteta. Actually, this stanza is connected to next one. This stanza is 40, number 14 Vakya Vritti. 78 stanza is 41 in Vakya Vritti. With that, 8 stanzas get over. And is that this is connected to the first line of the next stanza, you see that. So how wrong notion about me and Ishvara get dispelled by this, that is Lakshana Vritti and Tattvamasi Mahavakyas. Om Swasti Prajabhya Parivarenam Nyayena Madhena Mahimmanisha Lokamahitya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kale Vashatu Parjanya Prithvi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharita Brahmana Santu Nirvaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhave Asato Ma Sadgaya